So today I'm doing a fun build challenge for myself, but it is also a very simple build that a beginner can do. All you need is two tools. What you need is a handsaw. I'm going to use my pull saw, a hammer, and during assembly, we're going to use wood glue and nails. The handsaws that I have like this style, they're really messed up, so I'm not going to use that. Now, what am I going to make? I'm going to make a box planter. So here is my palm plant. It has grown very big and it no longer fits in this pot I have it in. And this planter is just a vanity planter if the plant isn't in there directly. But the new planter I'm going to make, the plant will sit directly into there and it really needs it. Each side of the planter will be 23 inches wide. And then the height is going to be 4 boards stacked like that. So let's start with cutting the sides. This board is cedar 1x6x6. So I'll get 2 sides out of each board. So I'm gonna save this end of the board to be the legs. So I'm gonna work on the other side. Now to make it easier when I'm using the pull saw to help me stay on track and on a straight line, I'm gonna carve out that line right now. Not going well, say that right now. Okay, why don't I carve out the back end too? Yes, that's it right there. Should I have this board flat against something instead? All right, I'm gonna do this 7 more times. So I've cut through one board and now I have 3 pieces. Now these 2 ends I'm gonna keep for 2 sides of the planter. Now this other end with the picket, with the dog ears, I'm gonna keep this to use as part of the legs. So I'm gonna put this one aside and we'll come back to this section later. Oh man, if I was using the chop saw, it would have been done already. Done, but hey, this is good practice. And it's simple. You know what? You don't even really need measuring tape either. No. And this isn't necessary either. It just helps to kind of keep things straight. But let's try one without that. Okay, I'm gonna outline. You can just use the board, one of your other boards as a guide, right? Actually, that was a lot better. Maybe I should have my boards just flat on a scrap board. Oh yeah, much better. See, you don't even need this, putting it away. So you will have to freehand the first cut. Like if you don't have something to carve and make a line for you for your saw. So you will have to freehand one, so that one just do your best. All the cross cutting is done already. Easy as that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that was 4 boards. And these are the ends of those 4 boards. So these, I'm going to turn them into the legs. So this is one side of a planter, 4 boards. Now the other end that we still have with the dog ears, that is going to be the legs. So it's gonna go like this. Now this, we just have to cut it in half, kinda. Now what I meant by kinda cutting it in half is that the width of this material is 5/8. Now once the walls meet at a corner, they're gonna overlap a little bit and it's only gonna overlap the width of this board. So this is a 5.5 inch wide board. So I'm gonna cut it in half plus 5/8, which is what? So I'm gonna cut it at 3 3/8, and then the remainder will be 2 and whatever the remainder is. That way when they meet together, it'll look even on both sides. All right, I'm gonna approach it the same way. I'm just cutting along the grain this time, and I'm using another board as a guide to help keep my saw straight. This was also my first time using my pool saw to cut a board along the grain. So I don't know if I'm doing this correct, so don't look at me as an example of how to use this. I was learning here as well. Once I had a decent line, I no longer needed my board to guide me, so I was just able to cut through the rest of the board. Yeah! Woo! That was fun. I mean, yeah, it's work. It's a lot of work, but it's really not that bad. And the more you do it, the better and faster you'll get at it, right? All right, so I have my boards arranged in a way that I like them. And I don't know why I thought I only needed 8 boards. I need 16 boards, but let's just assemble these 2 walls. One set of boards is gonna have the more narrow boards. Should I nail it on the outside or on the inside? You know what, I'm already here, so I'm gonna do it. A lot of nail heads. I don't love that. What's gonna make a big difference with the nail heads, because I don't like how sloppy that looks, is I'm gonna draw a line all the way down so they're all nailed in the same spot, and it makes a big difference on how much better it looks. One panel done. I'm not loving all these nail heads. So on the next 3 panels, I'm gonna nail it from the inside. Because they didn't come out, if they came out like perfectly lined up, then yeah, it would look good, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'll just put this side in the back. This is the other side with the wider legs. Now I'm gonna nail it from the back so you don't see any of the nail heads, which is better. Okay, so what we wanna do is we wanna leave the width of a board on each side. So just get one of your other boards, and we're just gonna make sure we leave that much space all the way. Just line up with the top and line up with the side here with your guide. Now over here, cheese. I gotta cut more boards and I'm gonna assemble the 2 other sides. I got the fan blowing because it's hot. Full disclosure though, what's really holding this together is the glue. Just as nails, and especially the nails from the back, it's really not that strong. So I clamped all this together to really let the glue set. Now I know not everyone has like a bajillion clamps. So what you could also do, you just put some weight on it. Put some weight on it, really let the glue set. Let the glue do its thing. The glue, wood glue is very strong. So I left everything gluing for a couple hours. It really makes a big difference. Now this feels so much better than when I initially just nailed it. Especially I was concerned because this is nailing through the back to the front, but this feels a lot better now, a lot better. So now we can assemble it. Dude, my hair's a mess, my goodness. So for assembly, the panel where this board sticks out is gonna meet with one panel where these boards were flush. So they're gonna just meet like that. So I forgot to account for this material thickness. So this should have been scooched over to the left more, but. Now for the sake of staying on brand with this video of no power tools, basically no electricity I'm gonna join the edges with an L. I'm sure you have a drill and you can just drill into here or here and join it together, but I'm making it harder for myself, so I'm gonna use some L's to connect them. So more hardware is gonna get used, but always glue. It is the next day. I think I said yesterday, oh,
You can get it done in like hours, not even a whole day. You don't even need a whole day.
I mean, you really could, but I didn't. So what we have left today is to just install the bottom. For the bottom, I'm gonna add a little trimming on the inside so the boards can just sit on top of. But I would not just add the boards to the bottom like this. Why? Because the weight's gonna be coming down on it and you're gonna be drilling from the bottom up, right? So it's gonna be getting pushed down on, so I don't think that'll be very strong. So we're gonna attach it on the inside and it'll sit on top of boards rather than having like all the weight on top of it. You know what I mean? I have some scrap cedar laying around, so I'm gonna use that for the trim. I was really loud. It was like very overstimulating. Now I can cut the boards to just fit in here. So I have a gap at the bottom of the planter, so I just have to cut one more board. Oh, almost done with assembly. I'm gonna do something kind of funny now. Is this the most elegant? Is this like the nicest build I've ever done? No. So I'm gonna do something a little funny right now. So I'm already at the point where like, this is kind of funny to me, so I'm just gonna do it. I would feel better if there was a board going across here because of how much weight's gonna be in here, especially when you water it, it's gonna get heavier. So I'm gonna add a board that goes across this way across all the boards to support the middle. Perfect. But I'm also gonna add a board in the middle to go like in between here. So it's gonna be like this. What would have made this easier, and I've done this in the past to other planters, so I don't know why I didn't do it here, is to just make that inner frame ahead of time. Make it as a separate piece. The pieces for the inner frame, you just make a square, and then you have a board going down the middle already. So let's just do it right now for fun. So basically I'm gonna make an eye and then enclose it. Okay. I'm not great at hammering, but you get the idea. And that will be a lot stronger. Yes, a board fell right now, putting this down. Do I feel so humbled right now after this build? We can fix it. So the assembly is done, and now it is time to sand by hand. This isn't that great though. I'm gonna switch to a sand block. Okay, an easy DIY sand block that you can do is to get a block, just some scrap block that you have. Make sure it's flat, of course, and these two clips. I have some leftover pond liner from a previous planter build. I'm gonna add it only to the bottom of this planter box. This is completely optional. This is not even necessary. So why am I doing it? I'm doing it just to help protect the boards at the bottom since it's going to be draining from the bottom after I water it. I'm just gonna add a little bit of protection there, but it's not necessary at all. Cedar is already very outdoor tolerant, weather resistant, so this is not necessary at all. Now, if I were to leave it like this, it would not drain at all, right? So I'm gonna cut a bunch of slits all over the bottom of this. Before I actually pour dirt in here later, I want to see how much it drains, which is very important, right? So all that's left now is to seal the planter. I really like to use this polyurethane, UV resistant, water resistant. Fantastic, perfect. And this, in my opinion, has worked the best over the years. I've also used teak oil and garden box armor. Teak oil was fine, but you have to really redo it every year. And then the garden box armor looked really bad after a year. So it looked like I didn't even do anything to the wood. This has worked the best. This one has looked the best over time, but of course you still have to refinish your stuff, right? So yes, I'm dipping in here because I don't care. And I'm only gonna do the outside. That's all that's necessary. So here's the plant in its new home. Much better. The plant looks so good now. It's so big. Love it. It really needed all that space and this big planter. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. I could really use your support to help this channel keep growing. So I'll see you in the next one, right? Come on.